jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
Good evening, everybody. Hope y'all having a great day. I am here joined by the great Anthony Pialucci. We're gonna me and him. We're gonna bring you the preview every week this year. I am privileged enough to be joined by him. But before we do, let me get to a little brass tacks. This Sunday night in Fort Myers, the Keys Bar and Grill. We are going to be watching it, a watch party. Meet with Dolph Freaky and the Gorillas. I'm assuming, yeah, because Gorilla Luke lives around this way. So it is going to be a good time. Soon as you walk in, you get a free raffle. They got $7 beer specials, $7 Drunk City buckets. You got $12 domestic beers. Buckets of $12 of domestic beers, whatever. And you get 10 bonus wings with fries for $10. And this is pretty much what you get right here, man. I had it. It was delicious. As a matter of fact, this Saturday I'm gonna have some fish and chips with a little bit of wine, Sauvignon Blanc, New Zealand, and it's gonna be a good time, man. So tell me what you think about this game coming up soon.
I feel like it should be a fight. We always fight with New England, but I don't think it should be too hard of a fight.
Yeah, man.
And
shout out to my man Bleezy in the building.
It is.
What's going on? Well, here's the thing. All right, you look at and this is what I know. If you're I'm a Pro Tour guy, so I'm gonna give Mac Jones the same energy I gave him. At the end of the day, here we go, mi hermano. What's going on, Lewis? Thank you for joining us, man.
Yo, Demon Shake, what's good, Ant?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, chilling, bro. Just glad to be up here with you guys. Thanks for the invite, Shake.
Oh, my pleasure, bro. I know you guys get along, but now, like I said, man, I'm gonna give the same energy I gave to her. Look, when Mac Jones had an offensive coordinator in Josh McDaniels, he had the Rookie of the Year. Then all of a sudden, you give him fucking Joe Judge, which none of the players like. He got the freaking. He's the one who got the Patriots. Their training camp days deducted because he kept them too long. And then you had Matt Patricia, who's now the advisor, the defensive advisor he had the same role that Vic Fangio had for the Eagles. So as the offensive play caller, and of course his numbers did drop. But, at the end of the day, they still were one game away from making the playoffs. If it wasn't for that fucking that whoever decided to pitch that ball back and gave Raiders the game, they would have been in the playoffs and not us. So, I think Mac Jones, he's going to have an offensive. He has an offensive coordinator now. He has pretty decent. I want to say top-notch receivers, but a lot better than what he had last year. And I think if you look at last week's game against one of the teams that was in the Super Bowl, the NFC East, the NFC champion, conference champion, he put up 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Those are pretty good numbers. So I don't think that it's going to be I don't think he's as terrible as people want to make Mike Jones. I know we're not supposed to like him because he's New England, but I don't put my feelings into shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it. But go ahead.
He spread the ball around pretty good too, man.
Mm-hmm.
He had Bourne, Stevenson, Henry, Douglas, Gesicki. Juju Smith had the least amount with 33, Gesicki 36, but Douglas had 40, Henry 56, Stevenson, their running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to be doing a lot of, evidently, is throwing the ball out of the backfield. He had 64 yards on 6 catches. It's not bad, Kendrick Bourne seems to be his favorite guy, 6 for 64, 2 touchdowns. We'll see. San Diego didn't really pass the ball great against us. I think they had 76.
Yo, Greg.
Nobody had over 100 yards receiving. There he is. Guy's in the break room again.
Yeah.
His haircut.
Yeah, he's hiding from the. Hey, are you going?
Guy's so happy to be at work.
Are you going to be at the game this Sunday?
Lou, you see my guy over here? He's thrilled to be at work. Look at him.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna have. My dad doesn't want to go no more. So.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Hey, 99% sure I will not be at the game. So.
Yeah, man. Please make sure you hit the like button, man. But yeah, Lou, Greg, you could y'all except for Noah Igbenogany, I don't when it comes to this team, I don't use my feelings, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the way it should be, Shake. Like, again, last time I even touched the Charger game, offense performed. We won on the strength of our quarterback, right? Which I said all along, that's what's going to be the case. But the defense didn't play up to par. They didn't. No matter what the name of the player is that we all, want to whatever. The entire defense, from even the coaching as well. Vic Fangio don't get a pass. Like, I thought the play calling that he had was horrible. But hopefully, because I agree, Shake, everything you said about New England, right? I think this is not the same New England team we've seen last year. They had a defensive coordinator calling their plays. Bringing in Bill O'Brien is gonna help them. You've seen some of the numbers they put up. Anthony just kind of told you some of the guys that did, and Mac Jones playing fairly well last weekend. I think for me, I think our defense is going to play better, and I think if the offense that we've seen against the Chargers shows up in New England, that's how you're going to beat this team, because we all know New England. They're going to want to drag it out. It's going to be the short passes, try to run the ball, keep Tua and this offense off the field. So what Tua and them need to do when they do have their opportunities, score points. And when I mean points, score 7.
Yeah.
Because if you start making Mac Jones kind of uncomfortable, let's say Miami's up 10-0. Let's say Miami's up 17-7. Let's say Miami gets up 20-7. Guess what New England can't do no more? They can't they can't slow the game down. They can't run. They can't throw these little dump offs and stuff, right? They're going to have to try to start pushing the ball down the field. And that's when I believe Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, Xavier Howard, our playmakers, start causing turnovers. I think it's close for the, let's say, middle of the game, maybe till halftime. I do think Miami blows the doors off this game. I think we end up seeing a blowout in the Dolphins' favor. I think just offensively, we're too much to handle for the New England Patriots, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's understandable. Because I tell you what that now let's look at if you look at the defense though, who would you say is a better last year? I know last year, but for all purposes, we could only go off last year because last week was week 1. Who would you say is a better running game? Has a better running game, the Chargers or the Eagles?
Going by what, last year?
Yeah.
I would say last year was the Eagles had a much better running game than the Chargers.
Well, because the Patriots held them to 97 yards.
Yeah, I would agree.
Hello?
But that's what I'm saying, Shake. Like, I'm not giving New England the chance to stop my run. Listen, I think Miami is a run when needed, certain situations, just to keep the defense kind of off balance. But at the end of the day, Shake, we are a passing team, bro. That's just what we are.
Mhm.
Like, we didn't draft Tua Tagovailoa to hand off the ball. We didn't go trade for Tyreek Hill and pay him $30 million to watch Raheem Mostert get 25 carries.
Yeah.
That's not, bro, we didn't draft Waddle number 6 overall and trade another pick, whatever, to go get him, to watch him on the sidelines, bro. Like, this team was built to be dynamic, and that's what we're starting to see. So why go away from that? If Tua is cooking, let the man cook.
Mhm.
I've never went to a restaurant, Shake, and it's a 5-course meal, and I look at the cook in the back, and I'm like, hey, can you slow down a little bit? The food is not, bro, no, like, what are we doing? Let the man cook. If the man's cooking, let him cook.
Yeah. It's not about, but I'm saying, I know it's not about cooking, but at the same time, I'm just trying to point out that New England's Patriots defense ain't no slouch. They still, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, I think New England, though, right? And Belichick is his own. He's a master at defense. One of the greatest defensive minds, at least my eyes have seen.
mhm.
But when I look at, is New England's secondary better than what we just faced in the Chargers? I don't see no Derwin James over there in New England. I don't see a J.C. Jackson.
Actually, Duggar is just as good as Kyle Duggar.
Okay, but I don't see a J.C. Jackson. I don't see an Asante Samuel Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see, again, they have Matthew Judon. I would say he's an upper echelon pass rusher. Okay, I get it. But we just faced Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I just think this, and if you ask me my opinion, I think the Miami Dolphins offense is more dynamic than the Philadelphia offense. And another thing that has to go unnoticed, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They lost their offensive coordinator too. I believe he's the new head coach in Arizona or somewhere else.
Yeah.
So,
no, he's the head coach. He's the head coach with the Colts. But still,
okay, with the Colts, right.
Philadelphia losing their offensive coordinator is like us losing Frank Smith.
But if you take all those players you just
that's
named,
true.
Lou, if you take all those players you just named in San Diego and you put them with a guy like Bill Belichick, you're talking a totally different defense. Coaching.
I would agree with that.
Coaching has a lot to do with it, man. And the coaching in all facets, it seems in San Diego just isn't. It really isn't up to par. I mean, simple and plain. New England's different. Yeah.
I get it.
You got all that talent and it's just got smoked like that. I mean, it's just terrible, man. Terrible.
I get it.
But I mean, New England's defense seems like it's a bend but don't break. They lost by a bunch of field goals. The Hurts only threw for 1 touchdown, and Darius Slay had that 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. So they scored 1 touchdown on defense, and Hurts threw for a touchdown, and the rest was all field goals. So, his defense is evidently, they're playing good ball. But again, I'm with you, Lou. We ain't Philadelphia. Our offense is a lot more.
Right.
But they got A.J. Brown and they got Devonta Smith. They're not a slouch offense by any means, but
Well, I just think, and I'm with you, Anthony. I think those are all valid points. I'm not pushing back on none of them. But I've watched a lot of shows during this week, a lot of film breakdowns from certain people, did my own, and then watched ESPN and Fox and just seen what national pundits were saying. And I think there's one thing that Miami has that no other team has. And we got to start giving this guy a little bit more credit, and that's Tyreek Hill. Because Tyreek Hill, there's people saying that he's unguardable. And I'm starting to believe they're right. Bro, San Diego played basically a too-high shell, right? Bro, he's getting past the corner. He's running by the safety. If you try to press him, you better hope that within those 5 yards, you grab him and you get to hold on to him a little bit. Because if not, it's 7. You're looking at his back. And if you try to play zone like the Chargers did on us, and let's say play 5 to 7 yards off the ball, all Tyreek Hill's going to do is run 3 to 5 yards, turn around, catch the ball, and then with that speed, while you're trying to come at him, he's already going upfield for another 5 to 7 yards. He's basically unguardable, bro. Like he really is, and I get it, Vic. Bill Belichick, again, for my eyes, the greatest defensive mind I've ever seen. Not only in New England, look what he did in Cleveland. Look what he did as the defensive coordinator with the Giants in the 90s. I get it. I just think that this offense in Miami is dynamic. I think they are clicking on all cylinders. And, man, I just think it's going to be hard for New England at the end of the day to keep up. Are we going to score in every drive? I would say no. But I think if Miami, again, the mindset should be don't play New England's game. New England wants to run the ball, slow the tempo down. I don't want Coach McDaniel to slow the tempo down and try to match them and, we're going to run the ball. No. We are the Miami Dolphins. We have to start setting the tone. We don't have to play up to our opponent's standards or feed into what they're doing. We got to force New England to play our game. And our game is offensively, we're going to score 30. Can you score 30? Right? That's let's just call it for what it is. That's the way we're built. And I just don't think, in my opinion, as great as New England's defense might be, I just think offensively they don't have what it takes to keep up with an offense like ours.
Cool. Can I say something to back that up?
Go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead, bro.
what's happening, Shake Money? Anthony there and Greg, how y'all doing?
What's going on?
I use this term a lot, and I've been using it a lot when it comes to Tyreek Hill, and I say he has the gravity effect. He sucks all the oxygen out of the room when it comes to the defensive coordinator scheming against an offense. He draws so much attention with his speed, and when you pair it with another guy that's like him 2.0 with Waddle, it complicates things even more because now it's kind of like you got two versions of Tyreek Hill himself. He's just like a miniature clone of him as far as the speed goes. Now, pass catching, Hill has got him on that as far as pure pass catching. But as far as the speed element, Waddle can go toe-to-toe with the Hill, and it complicates a lot of things on defense when it comes to trying to cover in open space. So the only option is to try to play physical and smash mouth against them. But if you ain't getting your hands on them at the point of contact, it's going to be a long night. You know, to what Lewis is saying, getting these guys in open space, it creates more havoc and becomes an unguardable situation. Granted, if we just had only one or the other, it's easier for a defensive coordinator to just scheme out one of the speed guys and then make the other guys beat you one-on-one with just pure route running or pass catching. But when you got two speed guys like that, like Waddle and Hill, they suck a lot of oxygen out of the room. It's so much gravity that they pull unto themselves that it becomes a nightmare for a defensive coordinator. So Tyreek Hill has that gravity. Point. He has that gravity effect. And when you pair it with somebody else that's like him with speed, it has a gravity effect 2.0 as well. So that's why I look at it when I look at Tyreek Hill and what he does to defensive coordinators. You know, he sucks a lot of oxygen out of the room.
Yeah. But it was we only seen one game so far, but maybe our offensive line is going to stand up like that every game. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, based off of what we know with the players we have, I mean, just of their performance last year, that's all we can go off of because we've only seen one game.
Yes,
and like Lou said, it against Bosa and all them guys, Khalil Mack, they stood the test. They did good. Tua had all day. It seems like Tua never really hit the ground Sunday that I can remember.
His laundry bill was real clean. He had a real good laundry bill. It was zero.
Real good, right? Okay, now
he had a zero balance on that
laundry
bill.
That. Again, I look at that game and look at their coaching like, man, I thought we would have a little bit of trouble with Armstead being out. We didn't have any trouble, and but I just feel like it's not always going to be. I get what you guys are saying, but that timing won't always be there. So I'm curious to see what happens. What do we do when it's not?
Right. So
it's just a different type of challenge.
That's a very good point, Anthony. Again,
when have you ever seen Tua? Not to cut you off real quick, but when have you ever seen Tua have that much time since we've been watching Tua? He's never had it.
Agreed.
I mean, he's diced up defenses before. When like that Buffalo game when we came back, he was taking this there. He got his dome rock that game. But in the Baltimore game, he was taking he was under and he was making plays. And he made some plays. He stepped up in the pocket and had that one pass where he looked fantastic. But he really wasn't pressured. So I'm not saying that he's going to panic necessarily when he's pressured, but I'm just saying that he had a lot of time this first game. So I don't want to put too much stock into that. I don't think Bill Belichick is going to allow him to have that much time. If anything, Bill Belichick would rather go down a different way. You know, that's how he coaches, man. He'll take what you do best. You say it takes a lot of oxygen. He's going to take a lot of oxygen too. And he'll make you, you know, beat a different way. We'll see. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I agree with Lou. I don't think it's going to be that close of a game, to be honest, man. But I'm still curious to see. I want to see how we respond to what Belichick does to stifle our offense. I want to see. This is what I'm looking forward to. How is Mike McDaniel? What's his counterpunch going to be when Bill Belichick tries to take away? You know, that's what I'm curious to see. I'm not worried.
I think it's going to be
McDaniel's chess moves. We've seen what Tua can do. We know what Tua and everybody else can do. Tyreek and all this, man, that's great. We know what them guys can do. I'm curious. This whole season, man, I'm worried about Mike McDaniel. What can he do? We got the skilled players. We got everything, you know, but I'm curious to see how he counters what Bill Belichick does. Whatever we did Sunday that looked so great, you could fucking believe that Bill Belichick's going to do something to stifle some of that anyway. You know, you can't do it all like Lou said. It's Tyreek Hill. You can't stop it. It's what it is, man. The guy talks. He's a Floyd Mayweather. He talks. He backs it up, man. You know.
Right. Well, I think Anthony, to answer your question, and this is some fantasy nuggets for all the people that play fantasy, right? Because I agree with you. I'm on the same page with you. I brought up Tyreek Hill, and Crypto brought up Jalen Waddle, and I think those guys will make plays. But we all know Bill Belichick. Belichick, one thing we know about him, he tries to take away whatever you do best. That's what he's looking to take away. So how about this? This was what our problem was last year. And I don't think, well, it could have been McDaniel too, but I think it was more on Tua. I think Tua was trying to create and the narrative that he couldn't throw the deep ball, right? Everything was deep. So let's say, for the sake of argument, Belichick does want to double team, let's say, Waddle and Tyreek, and he wants to take both of those weapons away. Where I think the benefit of this year's Miami Dolphins team, adding a guy like Braxton Berrios in the middle, right? A guy kind of resembles Wes Welker. What was Wes Welker known for? Wes Welker wasn't the take the big top off the defense, go deep kind of guy. It was, let me find 5, 6, 7 yards here in this zone, sit down, let my quarterback hit him. A guy like Durham Smythe, I seen shout out to Color, I seen him in the chat earlier. And I'm not the biggest Durham Smythe fan, but I think guys like Durham Smythe are going to have a big game. A guy like River Craycraft, right? A guy consistent last year catching touchdowns. Week 1 caught another touchdown. Guys like that, I think, are going to have a bigger impact. So to answer your question, Anthony, what you're saying, like the adjustment for McDaniel, if Belichick does take those guys away, the Waddles and the Hills, you got to make the adjustment because I think the Braxton Berrios of the world and the Durham Smythe, hell, even Eric Izakama, we seen them last week in a couple Deebo Samuel roles, jet sweeps and stuff like that. I think that's going to be the bread and butter of this offense this week, in my opinion.
Good point. And to that point, Lewis, I think Tua may have bought himself some time this game where he would literally have to throw 5 interceptions in order for us to lose this game. Absent of that, that's what's going to have to happen for us to lose this game. You know, granted, because Belichick's going to want to muddy the waters up. His goal is to make this game sloppy, undisciplined, a lot of false starts. You know, there a lot of stuff to disrupt our timing. That's basically his only shot, is to make us an undisciplined team. If we don't do that, if we don't fall into that trap on the road in New England, then we should be able to win this with no problem. If we get into the mud and roll with pigs, guess what? You're going to get dirty. And this team is not designed to get dirty. We're a finesse football team.
Well, we'll see that comment right there, Shake. And I know Shake probably highlighted that for me because I'm not going to blow up Shake. This is not the Finn's tailgate. I'm going to be very respectful, right? But I'm going to respectfully disagree because I heard Anthony bring up Floyd Mayweather, a boxer, right? Floyd Mayweather, what made him great, no matter who he fought, guess what fight they fought? They fought Floyd Mayweather. He never fought their fight. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Floyd made his opponent's fight his fight. And if we're going to just, if they take away the deep shots, let's run the ball, guess what we're doing?
You fall
We're
into their
playing New
trap.
England. We're playing New England's
Right.
game. You see what I'm saying? Like, no.
You are falling into their trap.
Our New England's strength, let's say, is taking away the deep shot. All right. That doesn't change the fact that our strength is passing the ball. So no matter if it's the deep shots or not, I just told you, go underneath to River Craycraft. If the New England Patriots are playing 15, 20 yards off the ball and they're not giving you those 9 routes and those post routes and those 15-yard out routes, guess what they are giving you? Because they can't take away nothing. There's not a team in the NFL
7-yard
that can take
slants
away.
are still open.
They're taking those 5 to 7 yard slants are open, right? Those little swing passes up the backfield are open, right? And that's to Anthony's point. That has to come from an adjustment of Mike McDaniel, and that has to come with Tua Tagovailoa being. Listen, we know Tua can do the deep shot no more. He don't have to keep proving it, right? Just in these kind of games right here, if it's taken away, do what the defense is giving you, right? And I believe that underneath stuff is going to be there all day if they want it. So we just got to see if it happens. But I would respectfully disagree with running the ball down their throat. I don't think that
I think
the Miami
that's a
Dolphins game plan.
disaster.
Well, we don't want it to go into it,
That kind of a game.
Listen, though, they did what they did to Philadelphia. Well, but they had they had 97 yards rushing, 170 passing. They won the game kicking field goals. Jason Sanders, if they, like you're saying, and that's what I said, it seems like the Patriots have a bend but don't break philosophy on defense. They just did it. Last year, Philadelphia wasn't a low-scoring team, man. They were putting up points, so they might have did a lot of what you just said as far as taking away the deep threat and making everything underneath. Cool. And then bend but don't break, they get into the field goal range. They kick field goals. The longest field goal was 56 yards for Philly. As long as we keep Sanders inside of that, then sure, if we got to go into a field goal kicking competition.
You got to keep him inside of 40, to be honest with you.
You see what I mean?
He can't even kick with the 35-yard extra point. We might want to keep it with the 35 yards.
Okay, now you get what I'm saying. Now,
Yeah.
I believe we'll get in the end zone. We're not Philadelphia. I don't care how good they did last year or any of that. That has zero bearings on how I feel about this game. But also, Tua threw a lot of I wouldn't say jump balls, I guess, man. It's some double, triple coverage. He got away with some, shaky passes. What we can't do is turn the ball over. Whatever we're gonna, especially if we're just if we're throwing passes under, I don't know. I hope if
this is not the game to
not
lose the turnover
ball,
battle. I'll agree with
this
that.
This ain't where I said it last week.
I'm glad no one took mine.
Last year we had a lot of jump balls. He throwing to double coverage. Tyreek would come down with them. Yo, this guy's 5'8", man. You remember how many jump balls he caught over 2 defenders last year? It was an astronomical amount for a guy that's only 5'8". That's not going to happen. I don't see that happening again this year. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm wrong. But sometimes people have years like Case Keenum had that year for Minnesota, and people just have fantastic years where things happen. You can't keep throwing a ball in the double coverage where you got 2 guys that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" against a guy 5'8" and think he's going to come down with it every time. And I saw some of that happening last week, and that makes me nervous, because like I said, that's an undisciplined team over there. They got all the talent in the world. Lou named off all these guys. They got great players over there, man. Derwin James, Asante Samuels Jr., Khalil Mack. They got all these great players. Well, they look lost. Ain't nothing. And then you could tell the frustration when they pushed Double E in the back when we got the field goal for halftime. That was just sheer frustration, man. It's just undisciplined guys. We're not playing a team like that this week. That
was crazy. But I saw that. I was like, man, we about to get 3 points. We stole 3 points,
man.
literally.
Just giving so we're not. That ain't.
That was theft.
Yeah,
that was
man.
highway robbery. He stole the 3 points
because our guys are better than your guys, and we're going out, and that's what it should be. But we're not going to win. What we're not going to win by is because we're playing some undisciplined bows, just doing stupid stuff.
Hey,
So
hey, yeah, feel you. Let me welcome this special guest, man. Hey, listen, if you ever, you got to check this out. One of my favorite episodes that I ever recorded was, I looked into Polynesian players in the NFL, and this man he helped, you know, help me with that episode. Q, what's going on, brother? By the way, I was listening to it today, and I tell you what, man, it's one of my favorite episodes that I've had the privilege of making, bro. Thank you for making that happen.
Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. What's up, Shay? What's
What's
up,
up,
everybody?
Q?
What up, Lewis? What up, Crypto? Greg?
What up, Q?
Yeah. What up? What up? What up? Yeah. So I guess
Polynesian salt.
the Chargers game is behind us right now at this point.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
looking
for sure.
ahead.
It is.
Okay. There.
Yeah, it's on
Man,
New England, baby.
It's on to New
yeah,
England.
yeah, yeah. So I've been watching a
Bring it
lot of
down.
yeah, a lot of YouTubers and you know people breaking down the offense. Man, and one of the YouTube channel that I was watching is the Underdog Fantasy Football, which had
Mhm.
Colt McCoy was a former quarterback. Man, and I heard I was listening to Lewis, and Lewis was saying that you know or whoever was saying that if they take away the deep ball, I'm telling you right now, what the Chargers did, they tried to take it away, they just couldn't stop it.
Facts.
They couldn't stop. They try to man to man. Ain't gonna work. They try to go zone, ain't gonna work. They try to do the throw some Fangio in it, pre snap look, post snap rotation, didn't work,
Mhm.
and it's all because of that fly motion. You know that little hand gesture Tua does, and then you see Tyreek just going full speed across the field. It's because of that. And I think McDaniel needs to stick with it. I think McDaniel needs to stick with it for real. Because they've been throwing all sorts of coverage, all sorts of in the back end. They couldn't stop it. And in the front side, they try to get to Tua. And we know Tua he gets rid of the ball quickly. And it
Oh
wasn't
man.
working as well. Yeah, so I'm thinking, you know what? Stick with it. Stick with
Yeah.
that, McDaniel. And then the
I
only way
agree.
you know how to make the proper adjustment is because you know your offense well, right? So you know the what kind of defense can shut down your type of offense. So in case they do figure it out, you should already have a plan B because you know your offense too well enough to know that this is how you shut this type of offense down. So I think you stick with that. You stick with that fly motion. Maybe have a Waddle do some motion this time, you know. And man, I'm excited to watch this game because Miami is exciting to watch right now, bro. If you are watching football, you know that the most exciting team to watch is Miami, right? The
Yeah,
offense
yeah.
is high flying, high offensive powered. Man,
Facts.
it is so, bro. It is so exciting. I can't wait for Sunday, bro. We got what?
Yeah, me
We got
neither.
tomorrow, Saturday, bro. Get here right now, bro. I'm trying to watch the game.
Hey, I'm definitely gonna watch this game in Fort Myers. I'm gonna be watching it with Gorilla Luke. Dalfreaga is gonna be there. It's gonna be a good part. I'm telling you. This was some $10. 10 boneless wings with fries. You can't beat that, bro. Then where Lewis go?
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I'm still trying to wait for. I'm still trying to see some run game.
Yeah, yeah.
I still
Oh,
want to see that a run game be established and.
You got to, man. We ain't gonna win every game passing the ball. I mean, there's gonna be times where it's a knockdown, drag out. You got to be able to burn up the clock.
mhm.
There has
Yeah,
to
I
be
get
times
it. I get it.
you got to implement the run game. I mean, that's just
They're gonna
football.
figure it out. Let me tell you, they got coaches for other teams. They got the film right now, right? They're looking at it. I'm sure some of them figured it out. But at one point in time, or within the season, that this passing offense is going to get figured out, right?
Yeah.
They're going to figure out, okay, this is how you stop it, all right? Even with this fire motion that they got going, they're going to figure it out how to stop it. So you need that complementary football from the run side of the offense. So, but for now, if it works, Fuck it. Stay with it.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Miss Finn's in the building. What's going on? I'm glad you could watch it, man. Bill Montgomery. Hey, check me out, man. Here's the thing: just because you don't have an answer for it doesn't mean there's no answer. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
somebody puts a calculus problem in front of you. You're like, I can't solve that, dude. There's these coaches are getting paid millions of dollars to solve that equation.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
One, they're gonna figure out one of these days. So,
and I tell you what, a lot of teams are interested to see what Belichick does, because if he has an answer for it, they're going to be copying his ass.
The answer is pressure. That's the only answer. That's why that's why everybody struggled against the Patriots early in Tom Brady's years when we had Ogunleye and Jason Taylor. We got pressure, and that's why he lost. 1 out of 2 times. Every time he played us. That's why the Giants beat him in the Super Bowl. Tuck, Osemire, Pierre Paul, pressure. Peyton Manning, same thing when he was in our division. Pressure. That's how you beat guys that have a good pass attack, the aerial attack. You got to get pressure up front. Guys who don't have that, they're in trouble. You're spending all your. If you have to bring in help, we're gonna cook you down the field. So pressure's really. I mean, that's the obvious answer.
Well, what good is pressure if you got a quarterback that's releasing it faster than your pressure can get there?
Well,
see, that's one of the deadly components to this offense as well.
The same reason that everybody said when Tua struggled was because he didn't have an offensive line. He doesn't have no time. That was the big, if we get Tua time, he's gonna cook. That was everybody's answer. He doesn't have time. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When he doesn't have time, he wasn't doing much of anything. I mean, you saw the games. You watched the same games I did. I'm not making it up. When Tua didn't have pressure, when everybody said, we have a line, why don't they go get help? Why didn't they get anybody on the line? When Tua was under duress, we didn't have that crazy aerial attack all the time. I mean, that's
and that's why I would allude to what Gore said about Floyd Mayweather. When he fights an opponent, he lets them play his game, right? And so what you saw Sunday was the Chargers playing McDaniel's game, Chargers playing Tua's game, because that fly motion, it's not just a motion, right? Usually you would motion the guy and then he would set, and then that would allow the defense to properly adjust. But this fly motion, Tyreek Hill is going full speed. The guy that's following Tyreek Hill, he doesn't know how to adjust. He's looking at whoever's the leader on that defense, like, what do I do? Do I follow him, or you got him over, and then Tua's hiking the ball while Tyreek is still in motion, and then he's probably going like 24.7 miles per hour at that time. And that DB, he's lost. That safety, he's not cutting. He's not providing coverage over top. And then you expose that, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, it is so exciting to watch this offense. It's not even Tua, by himself. It's so many different components to this offense. Like McDaniel, and when people say, "Yo, where's this guru? Where's this?" Bro, you're seeing it. You're seeing. And I saw the same thing with what game? Who played the Seattle Seahawks? Week 1.
Yeah, the Rams.
Rams, bro. I saw the Rams do that, bro. They had one guy in motion, the rookie, bro. So you don't need an elite type of receiver like Tyreek Hill. As long as you have speed, you got that speed. You can utilize this motion however you want, bro. And you can confuse the defense. What's up, Paul?
What's up, guys?
By the way, that receiver's he a Samoan, ain't he?
Yeah, Tutu. His name is Tutu.
Yeah. Number 8, number 15, I believe. No, 17. Number 17. Yeah, man.
Paul, how you doing, Paul?
Doing good. How's everyone doing?
Good. Blessed and highly paid.
Well, if you didn't catch it, we had a great show last night with Troy Drayton on.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Shake was there. Great guy. And we had Richmond Webb the night before.
Oh, yeah. I caught that one.
But no, the one thing that I do encourage me yesterday about Sunday's game was that actually Tua, when he's not trying to extend plays like he used to. I see him throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
So that's I like that. You know what I'm saying? Live to play another down.
And you
Most
see how
definitely.
how aggressive the play calling was.
Mm-hmm.
Like most teams, like 3rd and 10 or 4th and 6. McDaniel was really aggressive because they had that confidence. Like we're gonna get this. It's not that much to get 7 yards on 4th down, 12 yards on 3rd down.
Yeah, it was great seeing. I mean, he balled out and he proved everybody wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
So, what's the thought on Sunday night's game?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't think
It's
look,
interesting. This is a wild card. I'll be
a lot
there.
of people think it's gonna be a blowout, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. In my opinion, but that's just me.
I'm kind of with Shake. We'll get the win, but I don't think it'll be a blowout. Divisional matchups don't tend to be that way.
Well, it won't be a blowout if Mac Jones has the type of performance he had in Week 1 against the defense.
Yeah.
Right.
If we can stop the run, it will be a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got to be able to stop the run. We can't let them get to 260 yards like freaking Chargers did.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? And one thing I'm gonna give.
We can't turn over the ball on top of it, though.
One thing I'm gonna give Lewis credit for is the fact that fucking Ezekiel Elliott don't look like the old Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Nah, Zeke is definitely not that guy. It's Ramondre Stevenson that we have to watch out
Stevenson
for.
is the guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I'm
the guy
I'm
that
not
we're
worried
about
about
the catches out the backfield and running.
Again, I heard Q when Q first came up. I got a phone call from work, so I had to take that. But I agree 100% with Q. Again, Q, I've been watching a lot of guys too talk about it, and I just think this offense is cooking right now. And listen, you do want to have balance, right? And I think we probably threw a little bit more than what we wanted to Week 1 against the Chargers. But I think that kind of game dictated that, right? It looked like our defense wasn't going to get that many stops. So we had to kind of match score for score. All I'm saying is, though, I think Tua is playing at an elite level right now. I think he's seeing the field well. I think right now is probably the healthiest this kid has been since high school, really, right? I think Tua is in his bag right now. And we've seen a lot of quarterbacks in this league when they're in their bag and they're hot. Like, why take the ball out of his hand? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And Q knows this. And bro, I was hard on Tua's first 2 years. And I think the growth that we've seen from Tua, I think we can all agree we have a top 5 quarterback in our hands. And while he's cooking like this, and we have these offensive weapons, and Mike McDaniel is calling this game the game, and you see how this thing is clicking, I'm just going to ride this momentum as long as it carries us. And I think that's the game plan for me. Like, I have full faith now in Tua Tagovailoa. And for me, I'm not speaking for nobody else, nobody listening or anybody else in this fan base. But for me, I ride and die with Tua. I'm going to win the game with Tua or I'm going to lose the game with Tua. But one way or another, I'm going to put the ball in Tua's hands. And if I'm wrong with that, then I'm wrong with that. But I believe in this kid. I believe the way he's playing right now. And I believe we have to ride that momentum.
As the saying goes, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Right.
Don't fix it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Until it's broken, until it's been figured out, and then by that time you should have a plan B already, because you know, as the
Exactly.
person who created the offense, you know how to defeat your own offense. So by that time, you already have a plan B in place. But I
Yeah,
say I
well,
agree with Lewis. Stick.
yeah, but I also believe in the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure.
Right.
Yes.
And that in itself applies to what I said. If it's broken, then you would apply that
No,
the
but I'm saying
adjustment.
though, the thing
But
about
you
it is you
know,
gotta have that plan. That's why you have a spare tire, because at the end of the day, you don't, you know what I'm saying? If okay, you have to make contingency plans. Okay, I know it's not broken, but
right?
at the same time,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
dissect it
right.
to know, okay, if this happens, okay, now we need
Yeah,
to put this into place
yeah.
right
You're
away.
right.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, I agree. You're right. You're right.
So that's all I'm saying.
Hey, Shake, can you bring up Kenna's
Sure.
Kenna Rankin's last comment, please?
This one here.
Yes, that one right there. I believe in Mike and his system, and I agree with Kenna, right? I completely agree. I think Mike McDaniel has done wonders, not only for this team, but for the offense in general. He was brought in
Thank you,
for the
Miss
offense,
Fins.
so I agree, right? The one thing I would say to this, and this is where I believe, and I'm not saying Kenna is doing this, right? But this is where I believe when people say, "Oh, we're hating on Tua," or "We don't give Tua enough credit," it's comments like that. And again, I'm not saying that Kenna is doing it, but that's where that narrative comes from. Because at the end of the day, right? I heard the same thing. People want to give all the credit to McDaniel, and that's fine. People want to give all the credit to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's a monster. That is fine. But I'll ask all these people, right? How many times on Sunday did you see Tyreek Hill line up under center, snap the ball, throw the ball in the air, run under it, and catch it himself?
Mm-hmm.
That would be zero. Bro, Tua is balling. I get the system. I get McDaniel calling the right play at the right time. But at the end of the day, and again, I've always said this. It's not just because Tua is playing good now. Q's been up here. Me and Q have had battles on multiple platforms, right?
Right.
But this is where we got to start giving Tua credit. Tua, the player, is the one executing the play. I can be the greatest head coach. I can have the greatest game plan in the world. I can call whatever play, right? But if my players are not executing, what am I supposed to do with it? So, perfect example. Like Kenneth saying, Mike McDaniel, I believe in his system. Well, let's say for the sake of argument, we have a bad game this year, which I think we can all agree. Nobody's perfect. There's going to be a bad game. Are we going to come out and say we don't believe in Mike McDaniel's system? No. It's just on that particular day when that game happens, the players didn't execute. Bro, we got to stop getting in our feelings. Tua is balling, bro. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I
Look,
get the system, but it is Tua. Tua's the one that's
it's
executing this.
it's Tua. It's the whole team. The whole team
Mm-hmm.
is balling.
Yeah, pretty
You know,
much.
because it's not one man that makes a team. It's the whole team. They are gelling well. We do need to work on our defense some with the linebacker situation. I hate seeing them straight up the middle runs like we had this last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, the team is balling out.
I get it, Papa Paul, but that's what I'm saying. When I see a comment like that, and again, I'm not going at Kenna. I'm not screaming. I'm not cussing. I'm not calling him
No,
whatever. Oh, he's an idiot. I'm just saying when you see comments like that, right? The
I
optics of it,
agree. Yes, I agree with you.
it makes it look like we're not going to give Tua the credit because it's just the system. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not the system, bro. It's the players executing the system, and the main
That's
player,
right.
the main player of this system, Tyreek Hill is great, right? Waddle is great.
But
Raheem
Tua is the
Mostert is
leader.
great.
Yeah.
But Tua is the guy Tua's the ringleader from all
Well,
that.
hey,
Without
hey,
He's
Tua, that system
orchestrating
don't work.
behind that line.
hey, I'll do it better. if the Rams would have kept Baker Mayfield, and if it was Baker Sunday instead of Matthew Stafford, I don't think they'll have the same outcome.
Another good example, Shake. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like eventually, whether you like the kid or not, and I'm not here to say you have to believe in Tua. I'm not sitting here telling anybody they have to come out and say he is the franchise guy. I'm not here to change opinions. What I'm asking is, let's just be fair, bro. That's all we're asking for. Again, Q knows it. Shake Money knows it. Papa Paul, you've listened to me. Greg, Crypto, all you got, right? I stay consistent.
I know exactly what you're saying, Lewis.
I'm going to praise Tua for this week because, in my opinion, he won us this game, right? If next week Tua comes out and plays bad, guess who will be the first one on multiple platforms telling you that Tua Tagovailoa played bad? It will be me. You see what I'm saying? Let's just be objective. Let's keep it all with the same energy. Kill him if he plays bad. Praise him if he plays good. But I just hate seeing comments like that.
And
like,
you know,
no, bro, it's not the system.
And you know, as big as a Tua guy Q is, I've heard him say something that a lot of Tuaneers have said. Yeah, it was Tua's fault. A lot of players will not do. There's some guys that are so hardcore they won't even do that. But Q, that's why I love him when he's up there because he's objective.
The thing about it,
as well.
Tua himself.
Well, I don't want to be a liar, Shake. That's one part of it. I don't want to lie to myself.
Tua himself will take the blame. Tua himself, when there's a bad game, he takes it.
That's
all
a
the
good
blame
point,
on
Papa.
himself.
He'll criticize himself first.
Yes.
Listen, the film don't lie, right? You can whatever feelings you have against or for the kid, the film don't lie. You put on the film, and you get what we all saw. You'll know that this kid is balling out of his mind. Yes, Tyreek is there. Yes, Mike McDaniel was a part of it, but Tua was also part of it. The way he operates the offense, I guarantee you, nobody does it better than him.
He's a different quarterback than he was a year ago. If you can't see that, then you don't know what you're looking at.
But let's talk about talking about the Patriots game. I am looking at last week's game, the Patriots against the Eagles, and I'm looking at the Patriots D line, the front seven against that Eagles front five, their O line, and how it made that Eagles O line look the way they did. So it is a concern. It's not. I'm not overreacting to but I'm just saying it is a concern to point out the way that being that last year that O line was the number one O line in the league.
Hey, so I'm gonna go around the room. Start out with my man Pialucci, the man. I'm gonna be doing this with him every Thursday. If it's not live, it'll be pre-recorded.
Nice.
What do you think is your keys to the game? I want to go keys to the game, everybody.
If we win the coin toss, take the ball.
Going off this path, and our defense.
Damn, that's interesting.
That's how I think defense. We're going to score points, but we got to stop them. The defense. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the only thing I saw from week one that worries me. The defense looked, non-existent. I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, especially that guy who thinks he's a Power Ranger. I can't think of his name right now.
Matt Christian.
Don't mess with the White Ranger like that, bro. Nah. Come on now. It's Morphin time.
We don't need him to turn into Voltron.
What happened?
So Mac Jones spread that ball around real good against Philly's defense. Philly doesn't have a terrible defense,
Try to force them into mistakes. Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the key, man, is pressure on Mac Jones, because he didn't look terrible against Philly,
Yeah.
So I think that'll be the key. Our offense, like everybody's saying, man, that's not. We're going to score. That we're not going to get shut down. I don't think any game this year we're going to get shut down. But is our defense going to be able to, stop them from scoring?
Yeah. 100%.
Eckler had a good day against us. You know what he's good at? He's good at catching the ball out of the backfield, and that's what Stevenson did. You know, he had 64 yards on 6 catches. He looked pretty good against that Philly defense. So I mean, you know, we'll see. Defense. That's my key to the game. Is defense. Got to get pressure on Mac Jones. Can't let him have all the time. I guess he had a lot of time. I didn't watch the game against Philadelphia, to be honest. I'm just, read the stats and looked at the highlights. But that'll be the key to the game, man. Pressure on Mac Jones. Don't give him time to, That's it for me.
Yep.
What about you, Lewis?
I mean, listen, I think all I'm going to do is echo what Anthony just said. For me, the offense is going to put up points. They're going to do enough to win. It's this defense. I think looking at the injury report and just New England started 2 offensive, both of their guards on the offensive line. They're both rookies. And now their star left tackle, Dwayne Brown, is in concussion protocol. He hasn't practiced yesterday or today. He's more than likely not going to play. I agree with Anthony. I think this is a defensive game. Now, the offense will score points, but I think we see a much better game, or hopefully we see a much better game from our defense. I need to see Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Wilkins, Seiler, just our front 7 play better. I think if they do start 2 rookies and Dwayne Brown is out, I think this is a game where we need our defensive line to absolutely dominate the trenches, because offensively, I agree again with Anthony. I think we'll be fine. For me, I think he said it best. It's a defensive game. I want to see our defense come out and put a hurting on New England. So.
All right, next. Who's next? Q, what do you think?
I think what everyone needs to watch for on offense. I think I think the O line is still on the watch list. I think every week they're going to be battle tested. Every week they're going to have to prove to themselves and to the league that without Armstead they can still hold up and they can be consistent. On the other end, I think last week 1 against the Chargers was a gauging point for Fangio, because if you think about it, all offseason, with the pieces they brought in, Fangio being new to the team, and you really can't gauge how much work you need or how much you've done to improve unless you played in a real game. And week 1 was a gauging point, and I think from then on it's only going to be up. And every Sunday after that, you're going to see the best defense than they were the previous week. And so, yeah, look to see some major improvements, man. I'm looking to see a well-prepared defense, because what I saw last week was they would look confused. It's a point where they just look at each other. They were slow to the line, slow to set. And I'm like, yeah, what you guys doing? He's no huddle. And I'm seeing, I'm expecting much better than that.
Hey, Shake, I think Kenna said he was in the back.
Okay, my bad. Oh, damn. Give me a second. Yeah. I didn't see him back. No, I don't see him back there.
I want to say hello to my guy, Skid
said he can't
Stansfield.
come
Show up.
Hey, Ken Reckon, come back up. I didn't see you in the back, so come back
Yeah,
up.
he put it in the private chat that he said he couldn't come up for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. That's why. Next time I see him, I'll bring him up. I promise. What's going on, Kevin? But all right, Crypto, keys to the game.
I would say keys to the game, because knowing Belichick, we're going to have to get opportunistic turnovers. I don't think this is the game we can afford to lose the turnover battle, especially with a division opponent like this. So I'm thinking this is how our defense is going to sort of wipe away the sins of last week, getting the key opportunistic turnovers in the running game, because even though this is not a heavy weather game, something to me is telling me that they're not going to they're not going to throw the ball.
No.
I just got that eerie feeling. So we're going to have to make them fumble the ball and put the ball on the carpet. That's how we win this game.
Yeah, we made Mac Jones turn over a few times. So
You're dead wrong, Crypto.
Yeah, we made him turn it over, but he's not going to be able to turn it over when he's giving it to his running backs 50 times.
What say you, Papa Paul? What do you think is the key to victory?
Well, it's stopping the run is going to be the main thing. And, our defense. I mean, you got to stop that run. We can't go every week, like I said earlier, having our opponent getting 260 yards of rushing. If they don't stop that run, it's going to be a battle to the end. And I'll agree with Crypto. I mean, we got to get some more turnovers in our favor.
For sure. I mean, and when Flores went 10-6, that's what the key for us going those wins was turnover and turnover margin. That's what helped New England a lot too, the turnover game. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to say my keys to victory is just I would say. I think we could stop them. We're gonna outscore them, even if we can't stop them defensively. Just don't turn over the ball. I think is one. I think my key. Don't turn over the ball, because one thing about Bill Belichick, if you turn over the ball, he's gonna capitalize on that mistake. So, just by turning over the ball, is gonna limit their scoring, because that's one thing they made a living off of, was turning over the ball. What's up, Alex Rene Diaz? What's going on?
Hey, who let Alex in here, man?
Yeah.
You're on mute, bro.
Sorry.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Sorry, I mean.
Hey, I like it better when Alex was on mute.
Damn, who's speaking on me?
What's going on?
Nah, what's good, Alex?
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, man?
Hey, y'all, what the hell happened today, bro? Like, I'm just scrolling over Twitter, and then I popped into space earlier and just a few minutes ago, and I'm like, damn, what is going on today?
Well, I don't know what happened.
There's another day at the office. What do you mean? What was going on? It's another day at the office on Twitter.
You can't blame me for this one.
I'm not blaming you. Louis, you know damn well I don't. Whatever beef you got, I just try to play peacemaker, but I know I can't really. You got your issue going on, bro. I'm not here to attack nobody.
What happened?
I'm just here, like, when Nene's getting attacked by everybody.
We had a nice discussion about the Florida Gators and how they're going to get 3 points this weekend.
What's going on with Greg's camera?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just here watching my son practice. But yeah, man, we got New England coming up, so I think we could say that we're going to be 2-0. It's not going to be easy, but I feel that we're gonna win on Sunday. It's not going to be easy, but we got this dub.
They ain't talking about how Chicago Cubs are going to wait another 100 years to get their championship.
That's for
Hey, they can wait another 100. I know I won't be here around. If I won't be around that long, but they got one in my lifetime.
Damn it, dog! Is that Greg? Is that Greg, bro? With the first time I've ever seen this man on camera. All I hear is this screaming all the time in every space.
Yeah, man. Hey, Greg, this is whatchamacallit. He's a featured guest on this channel, man.
That's what's up, though. Good shit, bro. Good shit.
Yeah. And where Anthony went.
I'm rocking my Dolphins hat today, so.
Oh yeah.
My Dolphins keychain.
Well, I think the good news is that on today's injury list, everybody practiced.
Yeah, but the thing is, Papa Paul, is that I think that we should hold Armstead another week.
I was actually saying that last night on my show, and I agree with you. I mean, Lamb did a hell of a job. We're playing against New England, and I think we should hold Armstead out another week, give him that much more time to heal. Possibly even
set
2
up for the
weeks.
Denver game.
Well, we want him healthy for the Buffalo game more than
the
anything.
Buffalo game. That's the most important game.
Yeah, and that's 2 weeks away from this Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I get it,
I'm
but
sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, listen, I get what Papa Paul's saying and what you're saying, Alex, but nah, listen, he's obviously he's healthy enough to play. I don't think the Miami Dolphin organization would put any player in harm's way if they felt like that. And I just think he's another again, he's a guy that we're gonna lean on. He's a leader. If you're healthy to play, again, this is football, and football players have to play. And I'm gonna throw him out there. I think when we start picking and choosing, well, we need them for Buffalo or we need them for here. No, every game is important in the NFL. There's only 17 of these, right? This is not the NBA where there's 82. This is not baseball where there's 163. This is a small sample size of season where it's survival of the fittest to get a playoff spot. And I just need my best players out there. And he's obviously one of the best players we got. So I think they're doing the right decision by playing him.
New England actually has 2 guys out on concussion protocol.
Yeah, but I mean, that's fine. But what does that have to do with Terran Armstead playing?
Nothing. I'm just saying, I'm just going over the injury report and everything. Terran Armstead, it's just my opinion, and I just agree to disagree with you on that. I understand what you're saying, but
right, I hear you. Absolutely.
Lamb 100% did what he needed to do to be a backup to fill those big shoes of Terran Armstead. And just, I mean, one more game, I wouldn't hurt. I think Lamb can handle New England. But like I said, I just agree to disagree with you.
Oh, what are they teaching these kids, bro, in these days of football, bro? Like, Louis, like, you're a football dad yourself, bro. Like, I'm sorry to change subject just for a second, but, like, I'm just looking at my son, and he's just lagging down over here at practice. Like, he would just he won't even get off the block. He's on the defensive line. They won't even get off the block. He just sits there and watch the ball carry run right past him.
Well, that's that's on coaching, Alex. That's the coaches are obviously not, again, coming from that world, obviously, I got an 8-year-old son that's starting to play football now, get into it. We just finished his first season, but having 2 older kids, I always coach them, and not because they're only my kids. I've coached every kid hard. What you see with me is what you get. If you're not performing, you're either going to get out the field or you're going to start performing. And it just sounds like you might have to have a conversation with your son. Obviously, I'm not there. I'm only going by what you're saying. But if he's being lackadaisical, it's the reason he's doing that is because the coaches are allowing it. And, he has to do a better job. It's on him and the coaches. I mean, without being there, I could just go from how I did it. I was a hard ass. I used to tell every player I've ever coached, Monday through, because, most of those kids' games are on Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning, whatever age group you're in. And I used to tell all my kids, well, it's probably early morning on Saturday then. He probably has the early game.
4. They got it at 4.
Okay, well, whenever it is. I used to tell my kids and my parents all the time, at the end of the day, you guys are going to hate me Monday through Friday. But Saturday, you're going to love me because I can promise you one thing. We're going to be one of the most prepared football teams and one of the most physical football teams because if you're not physical, you're just not playing. And it is what it is. So, I don't know, Alex. asking me, I would have a conversation with my son on the way home. That's what I would do.
That's a good point, Lewis. I'm definitely gonna do that because it's. I don't. The thing is, I can only teach him so much here. It's up to him, to execute the play. And I, he's 8 years old, so I'm a big dude, so there's no way he could tackle me. So, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, man, I think I think if Teron Armstead is healthy enough, I mean, I guess you could throw him out there, but I mean, every game is important. Especially this is the division game, so this is important too. For Sunday night, and we're on prime time, so we get off your block. You got to get off the block. So yeah, man, that's important with us. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna win. I got us winning 24-17.
What time is it over there, Alex?
It's 7 o'clock, 7:11.
Okay. Oh damn! Yeah, so it's about 8 hours.
Yeah, about an hour behind. I'm flying in for the Carolina game. Who's going to the Carolina game?
I'll be there.
You'll be there, Papa Paul? All right, I'll see you out there.
Well, I'll be at all the home games. So
I'll be there a week before. I just confirmed my Giants tickets today.
Yeah, if I'm
it took them a while to send it to me, but I'm like, damn, when they gonna send me my tickets? Season already started. They sent it to me today.
Like I said, even if I don't go to the game, I'm going to the tailgate.
Shake.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Shake money.
Pam is looking at doing her stream from my watch party for the Germany game.
Okay.
If you want to come over then.
Okay.
That's
gonna be like what, 9 o'clock?
It starts at 9:30.
Okay.
And they said they will be open. They open for the early games like that.
So I got to be there early then. Holy crap. All right.
Well, I mean, I'll save you a place and everything. We'll probably be still out on depending on how busy they are, it's the only game that's played that early in the morning.
I could leave the house at 7 o'clock. I'll be there by 9.
But
damn, all the way to Brooksville, Shake, in 2 hours?
Yeah. Glory days. Which one is it? Hold on.
The one in Brooksville, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Listen, if Shake's getting from Fort Myers to Brooksville in 2 hours, I can promise you one thing: he's not doing this Florida speed limit. I can promise you that.
No, I'm not at Fort Myers. It's actually it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes from where I'm living right now. I just Googled,
oh shit. Okay.
So it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it takes me anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 hours. Average probably about 5 hours to get to the stadium.
So yeah, you definitely leave the house early on Sundays.
Well, we usually go down the night before.
Okay.
Unless it's a Sunday night game. If it was a Sunday night or even a Sunday 4 p.m. game, we would leave that morning.
Yeah, I got for the Carolina game. I'm going to I gotta get a rental car. My mom was in Tamarack, so I could stay with her, and I'm gonna bring my son, my 17-year-old, to the game with me.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come with me. So I'm probably gonna stop by the tailgate with East 12 if everybody's gonna be there, Batman and everybody.
Oh yeah, that's where I party at all the time. But yeah, Sunday's game, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go with my 34-17 is what I'm going for on Sunday.
I got this wine that I'm gonna give Pam.
Okay.
You know that you said. You see it?
I see it. I can't read it.
That's nice. Yeah. What is that?
Stephen Ross.
I figured you give her a bottle of Gator wine.
Stephen Ross. Hey, well, he was a Gator at one time. So
I'm gonna get out of here
That
because I want to go watch
explains
the
all
why
right,
the
man.
franchise gotten out to such a bad start.
Yes. All right,
What you
man.
guys got tonight? Later, Greg.
Let Greg be safe. Hey, tonight's what? What's
All right, Greg.
tonight? Who's playing tonight? By the way.
Minnesota,
Eagles,
and
Vikings.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Dolphins are gonna win 28-17 on Sunday.
There you go. I like that. I like
F
that.
the
There you go, Greg.
Patriots.
Yeah.
You going to the game, Greg? You gonna be there? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he dropped off.
Crypto Dolphin winners will be at the game.
Yeah, I sent him a message telling him I'm gonna be there so we can hook up, so we can link up for the tailgate.
Yeah, he's already up there.
Yeah, he's been up there for like a few days, right?
No, he got up there today.
He said he was in Rhode Island. Yeah.
Well,
I saw a little tweet from him said he was in Rhode Island.
Yeah, he took a train up to his friend's house.
Oh, okay, to the train. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot cheaper. He said flights he was looking at, they wanted $600.
Holy shit, man.
Damn.
You know,
I'm
but
driving, so it's not even there. I had to drive, but the flights was expensive. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna blow it like that. So I just said I'll just take the nice little road trip. I'm used to driving long distances anyway, so.
Well, he took the train, but
7 hours.
because he's flying down for the Buffalo game down here, but he's flying to Fort Myers and driving over with Keith Matheny, and he got a round trip ticket for that for like $188.
So the fly to Miami was cheaper than the one up to Boston.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, my Miami ticket wasn't that expensive. I got it, I got a good deal on it. But yeah, I don't have to. The ones up here, I don't have to. I'm driving to all the games up here.
Yeah,
the Miami one's the one I have to fly to.
He's going to be at the game on Sunday. He's going to be at the Philadelphia game.
Yep.
The Black Friday game's
Yeah,
up in the air. Well, he lives in Philadelphia.
Right.
So.
Yep. And I'm 11 minutes from the Commander Stadium, so I'll be at.
Well,
the Commandos, you said?
Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to.
I'm literally around the block from them.
I've never been to a regular season away game.
What was that, Papa?
I've been to a couple. I've been to the '93 at the old Foxborough Stadium, the final game of the season of the year. Marino tore his Achilles, and I went to Jimmy Johnson's first year, the Week 17 game against the Jets at the old Meadowlands.
No, Crypto, what I was saying is I've never been to a regular season away game. I've been to preseason away games up at Jacksonville this year and then Tampa last year. But other than that, I've never been to a regular season away game. And I'm waiting to see if we're going to be able to do the Black Friday game or not.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenging game to go to.
Well, I think with Rodgers out, I think everyone's going to be ditching their tickets.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going to be ditching their tickets from. Unless some miracle that the freaking Jets are still in playoff contention now that week.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Who knows? Zach Wilson might turn it around.
Zach Wilson turn it around and become MVP candidate. Yeah, this is year 3. Year 2 in that offense.
Mm-hmm. Well, not that offense. Remember, they got Hackett.
You know how second-year players in an offense do.
Well, no, that's not his second year, actually, Crypto.
Yeah.
This is his first year in offense. This is his first year on the
this is his first year on the Hackett.
What a name for an offensive coordinator. I'm a Hackett. sounds like
right.
he's just a Hackett.
He's a computer hacker.
Mm-hmm.
Computer Hackett. Damn.
And who has the Chew
Damn,
toys?
what's that?
That's you?
Somebody's got a little. Somebody's playing
That's
with a whoopee cushion.
that's my blue healer pup.
Okay.
The whoopee cushion.
I thought it was like a clown going on. But anyway, we about to close this down. So, any final thoughts, man, guys?
Just thank you for having me, Shake. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us last night. Really appreciate
thank you for
that.
having me as well, man.
I am doing a special show on Friday night at 8:00 with Dolphin Winners from his location where they're at.
Okay, yeah. Because 8:00, I'm doing from 6 to 8. I'm be doing my smoke lounge, and then I'll do a hard stop, and then I'll tune in to see you guys, man.
Okay.
All right, Papa Paul. Have a good night, and Shake this family on as well. Fins
Yeah,
up.
sure, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm always gonna have my twin on,
Fins
man.
up.
Hey, don't forget the iPhone pre-order for the iPhone 15s drop tomorrow. So go to your local cell phone store and go pre-order the iPhone 15 if you want to.
All right, brother.
Nope.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Have a good night, guys.
I can't afford it. Thank you.
I have a Motorola.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Okay. What is a good liquor to buy while you're on the road, Shake Money?
Corona.
Liquor? Any of them. No, as far as what are you looking to do? We'll talk offline.
Later,
All right,
guys.
All right.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day.